Hey everybody, I'm back and I'm here to discuss Tyler Perry's uh, Netflix original, A Fall from Grace. Now, I want to emphasize I'm strictly here to discuss because I don't really feel like I'm the best person to critique um, artist's work. But what I will say is I noticed there was a lot of scrutiny about this film as well as about Tyler Perry films altogether, his work altogether, and how individuals are just over the whole taking or manipulating of black female pain and the constant storylines that never changed with Tyler Perry. It's pretty much the same thing. Black women in pain, bitter black woman getting played by men. It's the same storyline. So I've been hearing about this, but I just want to say, without addressing any of that, I'm going to stick to the film and try to leave my personal opinions about Tyler Perry's work out of it. Um, with that being said, this film stars actually Tyler Perry himself, Crystal R. Fox, who is an actress that plays in one of Tyler Perry's series called The Haves and the Have Nots. Felicia Rashad, we all know her probably best from The Cosby Show. Brisha Webb, who I was very surprised to see in a role that was very serious versus the usual rather comedic roles that she has. Even the actress Cicely Tyson, which I just got to stop and commend Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson is an actress that has been around for a very long time. She is 95 years old according to Wikipedia anyway. And the fact that she is still memorizing lines, y'all, she can act even in this film despite the scrutiny. Cicely Tyson was on point with her role and I was cracking up. If you've seen the film already, you already know why I was cracking up. I was cracking up at how funny Cicely Tyson was in this film. She had me rolling. Just let me go home. I don't want to stay here. Just let me go home. She had me cracking up. I don't know if it was meant to be funny or not, but I gotta, give props where props is due. She is 95 years old and she can act her behind off even still. And the fact that she's able to memorize them lines, and I'm not saying necessarily just because you get older, your mind starts to go, but I'm gonna tell you now, I recently took an acting class and I was told to memorize some lines. My behind at 33 years old was having a hard time memorizing the few little lines that I received to memorize versus, what she has to do. So I just have to, my hat's off to her. And also the actor who was like one of the main characters, well, more so Crystal Fox's boo thing turned husband turned trying to ruin her life. His name is I'm probably gonna say this wrong, Mehcad Brooks. Anyway, going back to this film, the film is basically surrounded or based upon the character that Crystal Fox plays, which I believe her name is Grace, and Grace is on her way to prison. She's basically pleading guilty to murdering her ex-husband or husband or whatever you want to call him because her husband basically scammed her. Now, he seems to be a younger guy who convinced Grace, played by Crystal Fox, that he was in love with her and that he, wanted to be with her genuinely. And this is an older woman who had just went through a divorce. And I don't know if that's where the issue comes in for the black community as far as, Tyler Perry constantly putting black women in a bad light. But to be honest with you, I don't know. I believe he is monetizing black female pain? Of course. Yes, I do believe that, and we're allowing it. I also believe we are allowing it by supporting his work. But what I will say is this: I don't see any lies that much in his storylines because they come from somewhere. And this situation that she is in, I don't think it's necessarily just older black women that find themselves in a situation. I think younger black women, including myself, can easily find themselves in this situation. For example, even in my 20s, I found myself allowing myself to be naive enough for a younger. He wasn't even that younger. Matter of fact, I think he's only a year younger than me. But for the father of my children, and he didn't have anything. He did a good job of showing me like he had stuff, like he had money, like he had, assets or things, money or whatever the case may be, but come to find out he had nothing and was really living off of women, from the clothes that he had on, which were name brand clothes and things like that. It was all money given to him, or money that he pretty much persuaded or got out of other women or conned out of other women. So I feel like this scenario could actually happen to any of us as black women, and it probably is more common than we realize. But I think the difference in this is that Crystal Fox's character Grace had more money. She had a home, and on top of it, she was an older black woman who also went through a divorce. And it just seemed like there was that feeling of being desperate there. And I don't even know if it was necessarily desperate. I don't really know. I don't even remember what the time frame of all of this is. All I know is she's basically on trial. We seeing her being on trial for the murder of her husband. But then come to find out, her husband really wasn't murdered. You gotta watch the whole thing, because I'm not even about to go into all that. What I want to say is this: Brisha Webb, I was very happy to see her play a serious role, because it was definitely different than what I'm used to seeing her play. And like, what is that film she played with Mike Epps, that one that's supposed to be like The Purge? I think it was Meet the Blacks. And she was very comedic in that. I've seen her do skits on YouTube. I've seen her on the Marlon Wayans TV show. All of these things that I'm used to seeing Brisha Webb in, or Brisha Webb, are normally comedies. So to see her in something serious was good. Now, I believe she did a great job with attempting to be serious, but to be honest, I do feel like, I don't know, maybe it could just be my perception that she could have did it a little bit better. But again, who am I in a position really to judge these individuals? As someone that is close to that world, it's a little hard for me to go about really judging and I guess criticizing, not necessarily judging, but criticizing. Phylicia Rashad was in there. I don't have any critique for Phylicia Rashad. I believe Phylicia Rashad did an excellent job in playing the witch that she was, but did an excellent job at first portraying a good friend, and then flipping the coin on us later on in the film. Now that's where I got confused though. And I've seen all the different discussions. I've seen a lot of the different reviews and discussions on this film, and I would advise everyone to go check them out, because mine will not be the best discussion out there, because again, I don't even know where to begin with this whole story. My thing is this: the film started off one way, but towards the end it went a whole completely different way. And I would just like to say this: as a writer, trust me, I understand it is not easy to come up with these films and come up with something new and fresh, and something that would throw the audience off, because you want something that's not going to be necessarily predictable. We all know there is a certain way you're allegedly supposed to write a film. There is a certain structure to a film, but to come up with something original and to take it in a different direction where the audience won't predict it, to make it more exciting and not necessarily just the same old, I understand can be very, very challenging. However, I don't feel like, and it's just me personally, the ending to this film made any sense, and I don't feel like it meshed well with the beginning and the middle of the film. I just think the film took a whole completely different turn towards the end. I don't even understand why Phylicia Rashad's character did what she did. That threw me off too. And again, you would have to either watch someone else's discussion or watch the movie to understand what I'm talking about. I'm just confused. I really don't even know what to say. I didn't even really want to discuss this, but I forget it. I'm jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else. So it is what it is. Like, I don't really understand the ending. That's what left me confused. Like, why did Phylicia Rashad character do this, what she did? But yes, I'm not really gonna have any spoilers in this. Like I said, you definitely want to just watch it yourself. Come back and let me know what you think. But I'm kind of confused on all this. And I would say this: I would give credit to Tyler Perry for trying, because he could have ended this cliche. he could have ended this like really cliche or whatever the case may be, but I think he tried. And I heard it was only made in 4 days. That's probably the issue too. I'm hearing a lot about people saying, well, Tyler Perry needs to hire more writers and stop trying to do it all himself. Trust me, I understand all of that. Maybe he's just trying to do something new, set a new record and stuff. I can't speak for him, and I can't judge him and critique him on something I don't know what he's trying to do. That's his business. Obviously he's doing something right. The man is way farther than I am, with writing and acting and things like that. And I have a passion for all of that. So I'm really a student to him. But, I just believe that maybe he just tried to do something different towards the end to make it less predictable, and it just fell flat. I mean, it really was like, huh? But anyway, you all let me know what you think about the film. That's it. That's all I got, people, because I don't really know what to say except for, oh, but I will say this, Crystal Fox. I don't know how I missed this. Crystal Fox, regardless of the script, regardless of the extras and what was happening in the background, how Kevin on stage talked about the extras drinking fake water and eating pretend food. Listen, despite all this stuff in the script and things like that and how this movie ended, Crystal Fox, one thing was consistent in this film, was that Crystal Fox was an excellent, excellent actress. And she continues to be an excellent actress no matter what you throw her in. That woman can act. I don't know where she come from. She just fell out the sky in the acting world. I don't know what she been doing prior to the Have and the Have-Nots. But no matter how bad it may seem, these scripts may seem, or the scenes may seem, the woman can act. She is pure talent. And let's just give it up for the fact that these actors did do all of this in 4 days. Because, again, I look at it like this, we may look at it like, yeah, it's not the best film, but they did do this in 4 days. Why, I don't know. But at the same time, I do give it up for the actors and actresses in this film for learning those lines and getting out there and just really putting this together in 4 days. Now, does it look like it's been done in 4 days? Yeah, I don't really know. I'll leave y'all to judge that. For me, it's just, my biggest thing was the ending really did not match the beginning. The storyline of Crystal Fox and the man, to me, is very realistic. Okay, a woman falling for a man that comes along in her life during a time where she thought another man wouldn't even be attracted to her in that way, especially when it comes to women in age and going through a divorce and things like that. So I believe that is believable. But what happened towards the end, I'm still confused about. So that's it, people. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Peace.